The hum of jet engines once promised connection, a sense of adventure, and the thrill of new horizons. But today, a new tension hangs in the air at America's airports, replacing excitement with uncertainty. A crisis unfolds quietly, almost invisibly, with flight cancellations, slow-moving security lines, and worried pilots glancing at their schedules. The aviation industry, once a symbol of global unity and progress, is now caught in the unpredictable crossfire of a trade war. We traveled to airports across the country and found a consistent story of uncertainty, echoed in every terminal and every waiting area. Departure boards now show fewer international options, with entire destinations missing from the screens. Flights struggle to fill seats, and the once bustling gates now feel eerily quiet. The economic tremors of distant decisions are felt on airport floors, in the slow shuffle of passengers and the silence of empty corridors. This isn't just about economics, it's about our interconnected world fraying at the edges, as barriers rise and connections weaken. The trade war has made essential parts more expensive, delayed repairs, and soured international relationships that once kept planes flying smoothly. The storm has arrived, hitting harder than predicted, disrupting lives and livelihoods in ways few anticipated. The world is becoming a little bigger again, with travel ease diminishing and journeys growing more complicated. For millions in the aviation sector, from pilots to ground crew, the future is suddenly insecure and full of questions. We are at a critical juncture, where the future of American aviation hangs in the balance, and every decision matters. The consequences will be felt by us all, shaping how we travel, connect, and experience the world for years to come. To truly grasp the airport crisis unfolding before us, we must first understand the concept of a trade war and how it ripples through every corner of the global economy. A trade war happens when countries impose tariffs and other trade barriers to punish each other economically, often in response to perceived unfair practices, or to protect their own industries. The main goal is to make imported foreign products more expensive, so that people are encouraged to buy goods made in their own country instead, boosting local businesses. The current conflict began with tariffs on steel and aluminum, materials that are absolutely crucial for building and maintaining airplanes and airport infrastructure. Retaliation quickly followed, with each side imposing new tariffs, creating a cycle that affects vast sectors of the economy, including the vital aviation industry. The aviation industry, which relies on complex global supply chains and international cooperation, is directly in the path of this economic storm, making it especially vulnerable. Think of it like a neighborhood dispute that escalates into a full-blown conflict, with everyone in the area feeling the consequences whether they wanted to be involved or not. Tariffs on aircraft and their parts create an atmosphere of hostility and uncertainty, making it harder for companies to plan and invest in the future. This chill in international relations makes cooperation for air travel difficult, leading to delays, confusion, and increased costs for everyone. The battlefield is the global marketplace, with diplomats and trade negotiators acting as soldiers, fighting not with weapons, but with policies and agreements. The casualties of this economic war are real people. Factory workers, farmers, airline employees, and travelers whose livelihoods and plans are disrupted. The trade war has turned the global economy into a contested zone, where every decision can have far-reaching consequences. Our airports are on the front line, feeling the immediate impact of this economic conflict, as flights are delayed, routes are changed, and uncertainty grows. The trade war isn't just a headline in the news, it's actively reshaping the way global air travel operates, affecting millions of people every day. The consequences are real and affect everyone involved, from the workers behind the scenes to the families waiting to board their flights. The global economy is a battlefield, and our airports are right on the front line, witnessing the effects of this ongoing trade war with every takeoff and landing. The trade war's first impact on aviation is cost. Airlines operate on thin margins and tariffs increase expenses. Tariffs on steel and aluminum raise aircraft maintenance costs, passed to passengers. Retaliatory tariffs target high-value American exports like commercial aircraft. Foreign airlines face extra costs, hurting American manufacturing jobs. This leads to fewer flights, as open skies agreements come under pressure. Airlines cut unprofitable international routes, making the world feel vast again. Higher ticket prices discourage travel, leading to canceled routes. Canceled routes mean less business for airports and surrounding economies. It's a ripple effect starting with a single tariff. spreading through aviation. The empty gates and shorter destination lists are undeniable evidence. The trade war is reshaping global air travel, isolating U.S. airports. Behind the economic data and headlines are real people whose lives are being upended by this crisis. Every statistic represents a story, a family, a dream put on hold. Sarah Jenkins, a dedicated flight attendant, shares her growing worry as flights to Shanghai and other destinations dwindle week by week. Her hours are slashed, and the uncertainty weighs heavily on her and her colleagues. Younger crew members just starting their careers now fear sudden layoffs and a future in limbo. David Chen, who owns a small souvenir shop, struggles to keep his business afloat as sales have dropped by 40% in just a few months. With international tourists no longer coming, his business and the jobs of his employees are under threat, forcing him to make difficult decisions. The Miller family from Ohio had to cut their long-awaited European trip short, unable to afford the soaring ticket prices. What was meant to be a dream vacation quickly became a source of stress and disappointment, as they felt punished for circumstances far beyond their control. Even business travel is suffering, with companies slashing international budgets and canceling trips that once seemed essential. A tech executive explains that uncertainty and new risks have forced their company to reduce travel, impacting deals and relationships. Video conferences now replace face-to-face meetings, but many say something vital is lost, the human connection that builds trust and understanding. These stories, repeated across airports worldwide, paint a stark picture of the human cost of the trade war. The crisis ripples out to airline crews, small business owners, families, and travelers alike, touching every corner of the terminal. The trade war's impact is felt in deeply personal and profound ways, changing lives overnight. The human stories behind the crisis reveal its true cost, one that can't be measured in dollars alone. The trade war isn't just about economics, it's about families, hopes, and futures put at risk. The crisis affects livelihoods and dreams, leaving a trail of uncertainty and anxiety in its wake. The human cost of the trade war is undeniable, widespread, and growing with each passing day. For many, the impact is not just financial but emotional, felt in every anxious glance and every difficult goodbye. The human stories behind the crisis reveal its true cost, echoing through every empty seat and shuttered shop. The trade war isn't just economic, it's deeply personal, affecting hearts as much as wallets. The crisis affects livelihoods and dreams, leaving uncertainty and worry in its wake, and reminding us that behind every number there is a human story. Airports are cities within cities, with businesses feeling the squeeze. Restaurants, shops, and franchises rely on international travelers. With flights cut and passenger numbers dropping, revenue plummets. Maria Rodriguez, a restaurant manager, shows empty tables and reduced staff hours. The impact extends beyond terminals to suppliers and service providers. A canceled flight means lost revenue for small businesses supporting travelers. Businesses offer discounts and renegotiate leases, but these are short-term fixes. The fundamental issue is a lack of people. An airport without passengers is just a large, empty building. The main street of the airport cannot thrive without travelers. The trade war is emptying bustling corridors, turning them into quiet spaces. The impact is felt by businesses inside and outside the terminal. The trade war's ripple effect reaches far beyond the airport. The main street of the airport cannot thrive without travelers. Airlines face a new kind of turbulence with the trade war. Managing sudden cost spikes is a major challenge. Tariffs on parts and potential fuel taxes raise operational expenses. Airlines must choose between absorbing costs or passing them to customers. They're optimizing efficiency, retiring older aircraft, and using data analytics. Strategic retreats from certain markets are necessary. Airlines cut flights and reduce frequency to survive. Some focus on domestic networks, hoping to capture more market share. This leads to intense competition and fare wars on domestic routes. Airlines lobby governments, highlighting the trade war's economic impact. Aviation is a catalyst for growth, not a tool for political disputes. The question is whether anyone is listening. The trade war's impact on aviation is profound and far-reaching. U.S. airports are economic engines facing financial strain. Revenue from landing fees, leases, and parking is hit by falling passenger numbers. Airports delay infrastructure projects and cut services. They're marketing to airlines still flying internationally, offering incentives. Dallas-Fort Worth. International airport courts new partners to offset declines. Airports support struggling business partners with rent relief and enhanced experiences. The goal is to maximize revenue from each passenger. The biggest concern is infrastructure, with modernization projects at risk. Airports face a dilemma: halt construction or risk unsustainable debt. The decisions made today will shape American aviation's future. Airports adapt to survive, but challenges remain. The trade war's impact on airports is significant and long-lasting. The trade war reverses decades of increasing travel accessibility. Ticket prices for international flights rise due to higher costs and reduced supply. Travelers face reduced choice and convenience with fewer direct flights. The seamless global network is becoming fragmented. Travelers report more scrutiny and delays at customs and immigration. This adds stress and uncertainty to international journeys. A new mindset is required: booking in advance, longer travel days, and comprehensive insurance. Many may opt for domestic vacations instead of international adventures. The freedom of global travel is replaced by careful planning. The trade war reshapes travel, requiring adaptation. The new era of travel is marked by challenges and changes. The trade war's impact on travel is profound and far-reaching. The freedom of global travel is replaced by careful planning. The future of U.S. aviation is uncertain, tied to trade war duration. If tensions ease, the industry could recover quickly. Airlines would restore routes and passengers would return. In a best-case scenario, the crisis is temporary. A prolonged trade war could lead to lasting damage. U.S. airports might become less central with permanent route cuts. The international travel market could become less competitive and more expensive. The U.S. aviation sector risks losing its technological edge. Innovation and collaboration are stifled by trade restrictions. The future of airports and air travel is tied to broader forces. The crisis highlights our interconnected world and its vulnerabilities. Empty gates and anxious faces warn of a world pulling apart. The horizon is cloudy and the destination unknown. The hope is for clearer skies before turbulence becomes severe. The trade war's impact on aviation is profound and far-reaching.